Assalamu alaikum students. Welcome to your English class and today we shall continue with the lesson Packing by Jerome K. Jerome. Let us recapitulate what we did in the last video. As we know, the story has four characters Jerome, George, Harris, and Montmorency. However, we haven't been introduced to Montmorency's character yet in the story. Then there are three friends, George, Jerome, and Harris, who are about to go for a journey and they are trying to pack their stuff into the bag. So, in the beginning, we see Jerome offers to pack. And why does he do that? He thinks he's the best packer in the world. He thinks high of himself as a packer and in many other things as well. But then we also witness that he ends up creating a big mess, a chaos around the packing of that bag. Then we see how Harris tries to irritate his friend by waiting for him to pack the bag first and then pointing out at the unpacked boots. And we have also read about the confusion that is created around the toothbrush every time Jerome is about to pack for his journey. After Jerome is done with the packing of the bag, now it is George and Harris's turn to pack the hampers, the food hampers. And in the very beginning, they start with breaking a cup. And we see that they create even a greater mess than Jerome had earlier created. We read how they began with breaking a cup, then squashed the tomatoes, trod on the butter, and also smashed the pies. Now, this was the recapitulation. Let's move on further in the lesson. It is page number 3 and it is the paragraph 6th. They upset salt over everything. And as for the butter, I never saw two men do more with 1 or 2 pence worth of butter in my whole life than they did. Now, Jerome is saying that they further sprinkled salt over everything they were packing, and for that little butter that was only worth 1 or 2 pence, he says that I have never seen anything go wrong with such a small amount of butter in my life as he witnessed George and Harris do with it. That means Jerome is surprised to see so many things happening to this little amount of butter. And what all this little amount of butter had to go through? First, George trod on the butter. Then he tried to get off his slipper and put it in a kettle. And it wouldn't go into the kettle. And the amount that would go into the kettle wouldn't come out. Finally, they did scrape it out at last and put it down on the chair. And they will again not leave it alone there also. But now Harris comes and sits on it and it gets stuck to him. And because they were unaware that this butter has stuck to Harris, so they went on looking all over the room for this little butter. And George here swears, he says, I'll take my oath, I put it down on that chair, said George, staring at the empty seat. वो खाली सीट की तरफ हैरत से देख रहा है और कह रहा है मैं कसम खा के कहता हूँ मैंने इसी पे रखी थी. And to this Harris also agrees. He says I saw you do it myself not a minute ago. So he also knows that he put it there, but Harris is unaware that वो खुद ही उस पर बैठ गया है. So he does not know that. Then they started round the room again looking for it. So ये अभी भी बटर की ही तलाश में है. And then they met again in the center and stared at one another. Now this means that they are moving around the entire room in search of butter, and when they cannot find it, they are again meeting at the center of the room. That means जहाँ से शुरू किया था वहीं वापस पहुँच गए, and they start staring at each other, obviously with surprise. And George says to this, most extraordinary thing I have ever heard of. So this is quite surprising to him. Now let's move on to page number 4. So mysterious, said Harris. So Harris also thinks that this is a mysterious affair. Then George got round the back of Harris and saw it. So finally he sees where the butter is. Why, here it is all the time, he exclaimed indignantly. So गुस्से से उसको कहता है कि यहाँ है, ये रही, यहीं थी पहले से. Where? Cried Harris, spinning around. Harris जो है घूम रहा है गोल गोल, spin कर रहा है. And what does George say? George says, stand still, can't you? Roared George, flying after him. And they got it off and packed it in a teapot. अब इस बटर को इतना सब कुछ करके now they finally put it into a teapot. अब ये खाएंगे कैसे? I cannot understand that. Moving on to the next paragraph. Montmorency was in it all, of course. So now the character of the dog, Montmorency, has been introduced at this point of the story. So the author is saying that throughout this packing, Montmorency was there. He was in it all. So now he will define the character a little more. Montmorency's ambition in life is to get in the way and be sworn at. If he can squirm in anywhere where he particularly is not wanted and be a perfect nuisance and make people mad and have things thrown at his head, then he feels his day has not been wasted. So Montmorency's aim in life was to create a nuisance. Simply आप ये समझो कि इसका जो जिंदगी का मकसद ही था वो न्यूसेंस क्रिएट करना था, लोगों को परेशान करना था, and he would be happy. He would think that his day has not been wasted if people were mad at him, and if people were so mad at him that they would start throwing things at him and they would swear at him. Swear at means to talk in an abusive manner to someone. The author further tries to explain his strange character by saying to get somebody to stumble over him and curse him steadily for an hour is his highest aim and object. And when he has succeeded in accomplishing this, his conceit becomes quite unbearable. So the author is trying to say that this dog, he loves that people should fall over him. Stumble means fall. And if he is able to make a person curse at him for more than an hour, then he becomes proud of himself. Conceit means when you are proud of yourself on doing something. So his conceit, his pride at that time becomes unbearable for Jerome. Now, in the next paragraph, the author tries to explain the role of Montmorency in the process of packing. How he added to the disturbance, how he added to the confusion further. So, whenever George and Harris tried to reach for anything, it was his cold, damp nose that they would touch. That means he made sure कि जब भी वो किसी चीज की तरफ हाथ बढ़ाएं, इसकी नाक पहले वो पकड़ पाएं. So because he liked to create nuisance, that was his aim and ambition, as we've already read. So what else did he do? He put his leg into the jam. He disturbed the teaspoons. It's written worried here. It means disturbed the teaspoons. And then he pretended that lemons were rats. So वो ऐसा pretend कर रहा था, act कर रहा था कि जो lemons है वो rats है और वो उनको पकड़ के मार डालने की कोशिश कर रहा था. And he killed 3 of them before Harris could land up with a frying pan. So finally जो Harris को इतना गुस्सा आ जाता है that he picks up a frying pan and lands it on his head. Now, Harris thinks it is Jerome who has encouraged such a behavior in Montmorency, but Jerome contradicts this and he says that a dog like Montmorency doesn't need any encouragement. It is the original sin that is born in him. The concept of original sin comes from Christian concept that a man is born a sinner. It is innate or inborn to him for a human being to commit sin. So he thinks that this is that original sin which Montmorency is born with, and that makes him do such things. So finally at 12:50 all the packing was done and Harris sat on the big hamper and said that he hoped nothing was found broken. To this George replied that if anything was broken, it was broken. He didn't care, and this reflection or this thought seemed to comfort him. Now they were all getting ready for bed. Harris was going to sleep with them tonight. He does not usually live with them, with George and Jerome, but tonight because they had to leave early for the journey, so he would sleep with them. So to decide who would get which bed, they tossed for the beds, and Harris had to sleep with Jerome. So Harris asks Jerome, do you prefer the inside or the outside? Inside of the bed means the side which is towards the wall. And he says, I said I generally prefer to sleep inside a bed. Harris said it was odd. Usually people prefer to sleep outside the bed because it is easier to get on and off the bed. Now let's move on to the concluding part of the lesson on page number 5. Now there is a discussion between the three friends about what time they should wake up. George asks them when should he wake them up. Harris says 7, but Jerome says 6, as he thinks that he has to write some letters in the morning. And at this point, Harris and Jerome have a bit of a row. Row means a dispute over this time, but they finally split the difference. That means they adjust the timing to half past 6:30. So they tell George that he should wake them up at 6:30 in the morning, but George made no answer, and they found out that he was already sleeping. So before going to sleep, they placed a bath where George could get up in the morning and tumble into that bath tub. It's a small tub with water. So this shows how mischievous they all were. It was not only the dog that was mischievous, but they all were full of mischief. Here the story comes to an end, and we come to know that packing can be quite a tedious job, quite a difficult job if not done properly. So I hope you understood the lesson. Take care. Fi Amanillah.